It's the last hurrah before the big day. Stories run wild in the craziest way. From Vegas nights to the beach town vibes. From laughing or party, you're in for a ride.
Oh my Lord, we are back. And no, that can't be.
What?
Is that Sir William Kropoth I see in the screen? Oh, how we doing, Will?
Good, man. How are you doing, Bobby? It's been good to be back filming another episode here.
Oh, dude, can't complain. We're filming Drunken Suits, baby. It's the greatest show known. And if this is your first time chiming in to the guests, we are a podcast that talks about different places across America and what they have to offer for bachelor and bachelorette parties. What's unique about them? What's good about them? What's the culture like? What's the vibe like? And are they going to tailor to your bachelor party needs? We're breaking it down because we didn't know originally where to break it down. So here we are. We are on, I don't know, is this episode 1000?
I think we got a little ways to go, but I love the enthusiasm.
Yeah, we got a little bit ways to go. We got a cool episode for everybody, so please stay tuned in. We're going to have a lot of fun this episode because we are going to be breaking down a city that one of us had been to and one of us didn't know existed. I am the one that didn't know it existed, so that's always fun. It's always fun finding new cities to break down or like things you haven't even heard of or thought about for a bachelor or bachelorette party. So we really like guests coming in, telling us about their experience or wanting to know what we should break down next. Before we break it down, what I want to do is give a special shout out. One of our last guests on here was my dad, my father, you could say. Yes, give it up for Jeff. But I also want to give it up to all the fathers out there. Happy Father's Day, everybody. I hope you guys get to celebrate it with your families. And, you guys mean the world to us. Yeah. Bachelor parties. I want all the dads to think back to their bachelor parties and think about the wild times. And I hope this Father's Day they get to live it up the same kind of energy.
I hope so. Maybe not quite the same energy as we're hoping on some of these bachelor parties planning for you guys, but yeah, I love the sentiment. Happy Father's Day. Yeah, I'm Will Kroboth, and that's Bobby Carlson. We love doing this, so let us know what you guys want to hear about next, who you want to hear, what cities you want to hear, what you want us to do. So we're always open to feedback, and without that anymore, let's just jump into it. What do you think?
I like it, man. So we are jumping in to Columbus, Georgia today. Let's hear it. Let's go.
Yeah, you probably got some people on that with Columbus. You probably thought we were going to a different one.
Well, hand up on that one because I was going through different Columbus, Georgia, little like YouTube videos, just like doing my research, watching like, hey, what does this have to offer? And I'm getting to this one. I'm like 10 minutes into this thing. I've got it on like 2.5 speed or whatever it is. And I'm like, man, this stuff, like I haven't heard this in any of the other videos. And like, I can't believe they didn't bring up some of the bigger stuff. Like, that's kind of weird. And then I'm like, oh, that's because it's a different city. And I was like, well, scratch all these notes. And I was like, this video is great because it's talking about all this different stuff. But no wonder it's different stuff.
It was Columbus, Ohio, right?
We are not talking about Ohio today. Today we're talking about Georgia, Columbus, Georgia. So let's break it down, man. City population. We got where is it in the map? Hit me with some of these facts, man. Tell us a little bit about Columbus.
All right, yeah. So Columbus, actually, the second largest city in the state of Georgia, which I had no idea about because I knew very little about this city as well. About 200,000 people in the city. Surrounding metro bumps up to like 325,000. So that's your second largest city in the state, which isn't very big. considering some of the other places we have talked about here. Um,
Yeah.
Very unique vibe between having a lot of military presence, but also has a lot of financial district insurance kind of things. Older professionals bringing the age up, and then there's a college right there in the town as well. So there's quite an interesting mix. Around 35 is the median age that I'm seeing.
That energy, I mean, that's you really touched on all these different groups there, and that energy really spurs from all of that. So it's good that we're kind of given that dynamic of it. It's also about 50% black community, 40% white community, and then there's a little bit of a 10% or 20% or something that was like the different races. So just to break it down, the vibe, it's awesome in there. It's a good mix of a lot of different groups.
It is, and I don't want to spoil too much for later, but I think that plays into some of the other, things we will talk about. But just to knock out
Word? Okay.
some more of the logistics things, cost of living's pretty low, which is I would say one of the biggest pluses of this area. Um, Super super cheap. Your drunken suits cost of a beer is standard domestic beer on draft about $4 to $5. So that's pretty damn good. Columbus, Georgia, pretty cheap drinks. Think about
Nice.
cocktails, that's still about 8 to 14, which is some of these places we've talked about recently. 8 to 14 was your beer price range. So
Yeah. I think we've
pretty
had
good
beer
bang
even
for your
higher than that.
yeah.
Yeah, I'll take that all day. Heck yeah, man. Um, it's pretty close to Atlanta when you're looking at where it is on a map. We'll throw it up for you guys here, but I think it's about an hour and a half from Atlanta. They do have a very small airport, Columbus Airport itself, but most people flying in are going to Atlanta to then go to Columbus.
Yeah, so when I had traveled there, that was the case. Went to Atlanta, drove the hour and a half. Super boring drive, so keep that in mind. But even if you're gonna fly into Columbus Airport, you're probably gonna lay over in Atlanta anyway, and it's probably just gonna end
Mm-hmm.
up taking more time waiting for the flight to take off, to land, to get off, all that, than if you just drove. So keep that in mind. It is also really expensive because it is a very small airport in Columbus.
Yeah, nice. And you brought up one other thing, the military influence here. So the military here is Fort Benning, right?
Yep,
Bennings.
Fort Benning.
Say
Yep.
an S or Benning?
I
All
don't
right.
think there's an S. Nope.
Okay, Fort Benning. So they're right here in Columbus, Georgia, and so you get a lot of that family visiting. So I think it was like 2 to 3 million visitors to Columbus, Georgia a year, and but a good portion of that. So like for that size of a city to that visitors is like pretty decent, but a lot of it comes from military visiting, families visiting, college graduations visiting. But then the
Military
rest are for
graduations. Yep.
yeah, exactly. So I mean that pulls in a whole lot of visitors, but there are a lot of visitors that still visit for what the city has to offer, and one of the big things was which runs right through the city. So if we're talking a little logistics here. Again, we're on that northeast side of Georgia with a river that nope,
West.
sorry,
West.
northwest side of Georgia, and
More central, but I'll give it to you.
damn it, you said west. All right.
Like Central West.
Okay, central west. We've got the northwest central side of. Am I
Just
still saying this wrong?
We're gonna pop it up on a map.
It's on the map. Cool thing though, the river that is running down is the Chattahoochee River, and it
Oh
runs
yeah,
directly through and is a big staple to to
Columbus,
Columbus.
Georgia. Yep.
Yeah, it's like it's really cool. Runs through. There's rapids in there. There's zip lines going over it. There's this like culture around this river. Like there's so much activities, and the city puts it all there. So we're gonna break that down for you as well. So let's get into some of these daytime activities, because a bachelor and bachelorette parties can definitely go pretty hard during the daytime here, and I think that's a big vibe for the city. Is the vibe that the group that should be going here is a, hey, let's get active during the day, and then we can like get drunk at night. But I think it's like a big time daytime activity kind of group feel.
I think that's a pretty fair assessment. The you're mentioning the Chattahoochee River, so I mean I'm just gonna start off with the one that I think is probably the biggest draw. You touched on it with the rapids, right? They have some pretty nice rapids here, the Class 4 rapids, um, specifically designed, as a little bit of an attraction to come to the city. They built the dam so that they had these long sustained runs of rapids. But so whitewater rafting, kayaking, all that kind of stuff is a huge activity. Um, Big like activity for visitors and tourists to come do in the city.
I mean, I think the way you kind of said it, you're absolutely right, but I feel like you're underplaying it. You're hitting Whitewater Rapids going through downtown Columbus, Georgia. Like, it's not even like it's it's a 30-minute trip out or anything. You're
No,
going
yeah,
straight through the middle. Like, how cool is that? Like, what a way to see the city. You are doing whitewater rafting down the middle of it. Like, I don't know. I thought that was just such a cool thing where you're literally hitting it in the middle of the city. Like, instead of having that center highway, you are having a river, and it's the Chattahoochee River. Like, what?
yeah.
That's so cool.
Like the river, so the river is it's the border of the city, right? It goes right along the edge
Mhm.
of the city and it splits you from Georgia to Alabama, right? So
Mhm.
you are literally right there. You cross the bridge, there's walking bridges for tourism, for transport and everything. And then you got Phoenix City, Alabama, right on the other side. So absolutely, you are in the thick of it right there.
You can even zip line over the river from one state to the next state. I think that's so cool.
It's super cool. I mean, how many places can say they have a zip line running between states? By state zip line, like pretty sweet.
Yeah. Yeah. So sweet. So sweet. And the river is beautiful. Like, I mean, the city did really well of landscaping the river to like the city and like having it connected, skyline, everything. Like this bigger skyline. I don't know why I didn't know about the city before, but I mean, these are some tall buildings in there. Like we said, like 300,000, plus people right there. It's got to hold them, got to have jobs for them. So yeah, there's a beautiful skyline with this river, some great bridge going over it as well, like a very beautiful look. Um, it's just a very beautiful city.
Yeah, and I mean the city of Columbus knows that too. They have this beautiful river walk that runs right along that the scenic river. I don't remember the distance, but I think it's something like
20 miles.
yeah, multiple miles, right? So almost a marathon's worth of stretch that you can walk, run, rent bicycles or scooters, go along it. Um, and there's
Yeah,
buildings right next to it, right? Like historic old buildings that you're walking and traveling right next to.
yeah. I think the river is such a draw. I mean, I think a lot of big cities are originally formed because there was some kind of waterway there, which is able to, sustain a city. And that's a lot of our larger cities that we break down are going to have some form of water going through it, or like around it, or at least like somewhat close. So it's kind of funny, like we break it down, but I feel like so many are like wrapping around, or like, oh, just kind of like outside, or the city's just touching it. But I
This
feel like the
is
city really like embraces this river, and I think it's really cool. And it's just gorgeous. So I think, yes, like you said, huge draw for Columbus, Georgia. I almost said Ohio, dude. It's so off the tongue, Columbus, Ohio, but Columbus, Georgia is that Chattahoochee River, and yeah, 20-mile bikes. I saw the bike trail, the the breweries right on the river walk there. There's restaurants all around. I think I saw something like in the heart of Columbus there. There's, what was it, like 5 or 6 breweries, but then in your metro area there's like 30.
Yeah, big beer city, and I think we'll probably get into that a little bit later because I want to talk about that
Okay.
on its own.
Sorry,
But
sorry. Okay.
no, 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 no. It's a great point, and we will talk about it. But I just need to jump back and touch on one thing that you reminded me of, wanting to say Columbus, Ohio. I specifically wore this shirt today to tell you that this is the better Columbus because who actually likes the state of Ohio? I don't know. There's not that many, so it's definitely the better Columbus. I just want to put that out there. Um, and
Yeah.
then you mentioned too. you, you mentioned the water being such an integral part of the city, right? And that was actually on purpose. So, Drunken Suits, quick history segment for the day. Um, city city was established 1828 as a textile mill, harnessing water power. So that's right there your influence, your reasoning why it is such an integral part of it. Um, why is it so historically significant? It's most famous to be known as the last major battle of the Civil War. So the Union burned the city down completely, and that was kind of the signal of the end of the Civil War
Wow.
there. Um, yeah, so then I mean a lot of that from there stems from it's Columbus being a military base, a large base for military trainings and exercises. Uh, you have Phoenix City right across the way, which is notoriously not anymore, but previously was like super shady. I think the nickname was wickedest city in America, with a mob having tons of illegal gambling, prostitution, mob syndicates. And then Columbus was the clean side version where everybody like lived and stayed buttoned up. So, yeah, and then early 2000s they really did a modernization, built this dam to do the whitewater rafting and kind of make the city real nice. More professionals, encourage them to come to the area. So that's been your quick Drunken His Suits history segment for today.
Very nice, man. Yeah. Well, that kind of made me think like that Civil War. Yeah, I didn't really know that was like the last part of it there, but I did see a lot in my research. There was a ton of Civil War museums within Columbus as well, and with it being Fort Benning right there as well. I could see a lot of those guys getting married and wanting to come back here for a bachelor party, wanting to go out, maybe like relive some of those nights. And then you also like, it's a military town, or like city. So you might want to be going out to some of these museums. They seem really cool. There's the Warfare Museum, the Military and Civil War Museum. So I think, and Naval Museum as well.
And the National Infantry Museum. So I just want to jump in here and
I
say that
think I
this
was
one,
saying warfare. I think that meant to say infantry, but yes.
yeah, so that's the one that's actually right in Fort Benning. And I gotta say that one is actually really cool. There's even a VR simulator where you can kind of like shoot some guns and stuff, which could be like a fun little side quest activity or maybe
Mm.
early afternoon, morning activity on your party. But it is a massive museum, and if you're at all a military history fan, I would highly encourage checking that one out. That one's super cool.
Yeah, something to do. Bachelor party. Like I don't know. Like there's so many different groups of guys that you could always be going with, and thank you to our service here. We're coming up on the 4th of July, 250th anniversary of America. Going to a museum like this is pretty cool, I think. And I could definitely see that just an easy morning recovery kind of thing to go see a little history. So very cool.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Um, but yeah, I mean, like the military presence, influence, and history is really a huge part of what shapes this town. So, we had to mention it. We had to throw in a little bit more detail about it here than maybe we do in some of the other locations.
Sure, absolutely. Now, as far as daytime goes, too, they've got some festivals, and I want to throw that in there as well. So the festivals, this is going off memory. I don't know where I put this in my notes, but I've lost it in my notes here. But the fun thing about it
You know what?
is
You know
they
what?
have,
I think some of our viewers might be surprised that we even have notes half the time.
yeah, especially with, I don't know like how many times I've gotten shit wrong too. And it's like, I promise I'm
Me and you
actually
both.
doing research. Yeah, I'm doing it. I'm trying to help the viewer, but no. But these festivals are pretty cool. They have water festivals that happen, like pop up through the summertime and springtime. They have music festivals that pop up pretty regularly. They have a very big like food truck and restaurant week in there. But their festivals aren't necessarily like what defines the city. Like there's not like a Mardi Gras, or there's not anything in particular that's so big. They also said not a festival, but on these military graduations and different times, the city changes. Very cool though. The city doesn't start bursting up prices. The like drinks cost and the hotels aren't like it's significantly higher like some places do. It might bump up a little bit, but you're still getting a very good rate here, and you can still enjoy it. And then there's a little bit more, people to interact with.
Absolutely, absolutely. I would maybe frame it in a little bit different way though. Um, Not to get too ahead of ourselves, but I think if you're going to the city, you're probably looking for a little bit less crowded, more laid back kind of vibe.
Hmm.
So I would almost phrase that as a warning, maybe. If you're trying to go here, just beware of these military graduations, these big military events. That's going to draw a lot of people, because it might not be what you're expecting if it's like one of those weekends.
Hmm. Nice call. Nice call. I think that's a pretty good fair of like what are you looking for in your bachelor party city, and it is, yeah, this is going to be a little bit more chill, especially when you're looking in the southeast south area here. There is Atlanta very close. There's Nashville. There's Knoxville. There's even like Savannah, Georgia. There's Charleston.
Big
There's,
cities in Alabama, Montgomery, and
yeah, Greenville. Yes, I mean there's all these like bigger cities that have a lot of energy, and they maybe are more. It's like you're not gonna. This city doesn't beat the other cities in their specified thing. Columbus, Georgia, doesn't have the, well, it's known for, country music. It's known for the best nightlife. It's not known for like that certain thing or big foodie scene or anything like that. But it is a really fun city. And it's like just doesn't have that grab.
yes, yes. I do just want to say I think the food is pretty decent, and I don't know if we want to
Yeah,
pivot into that now, um,
sure.
but I think that the food scene is actually relatively solid. I think I bring this up a lot, but I think it's important to try to have that one special dinner a little bit nicer. Everybody gets to dress up, make it a little bit nicer for the groom, the guy getting married. Or the bride if it's a bachelorette, right? But
Sure.
they have some pretty good higher end options. I mean, you're not getting like a 5-star Michelin star restaurant or whatever, but you got nice steakhouses, you got nice southern like farm to table kind of dish places, and then you have a lot of just like nicer um, mid-tier restaurants, I would say. Like you're going to get to
Mm,
try a lot of different things and it's going to be pretty solid quality at again a relatively good price.
yeah. Okay. Well, like, see, in my research, I found some of their stuff was like Southern food, barbecue, burgers, soul food. And, it's not really known for the fine dining and like celebrity chefs or like big kind of thing. But yeah, it's not bad food by any means. I mean, I would still rank the food maybe a 7.5 or 8 out of 10 kind of thing.
Yes,
But it's not, yeah, it's not known for the food.
definitely not. On the food side though, the one thing that I it is known for, and I don't know if you saw it, but the Dinglewood Pharmacy. Just gonna let that
Did
one
not see that.
marinate for a second because what an
Okay.
awesome name. Dinglewood Pharmacy in Columbus, Georgia.
And that's where you
This
want to eat. That sounds crazy.
it it does. It was mind blowing. I was like, "There's no way I'm going to eat here," but it's a fully functioning pharmacy mixed with what looks like half diner. Insane. But their big thing is the scramble dog, and we'll pop a picture up here. But it is a hot dog. I don't even know if you can really call it a hot dog because it's a hot dog bun with chili on top of it. The hot dog's cut up. There's American cheese. They throw a little bit of mustard on there, and then there's coleslaw, oyster crackers, um, like
Whoa, that one got
and
me.
and you eat it
I
with a
was following
spoon.
along.
You eat it with a
Oh,
spoon in a
what?
banana split like serving dish.
Oh my. No. Like, yeah,
Hey,
like it. I would eat it, of
it
course, but
sounds
like
super weird, but it's very good. I've
just the
had it.
spoon, the spoon.
It's
It
almost like
threw
a
me off
soup.
with the spoon.
Well, there's so
Wow.
much of the chili that it's
Mm.
just like engulfing the bun. Try it,
Wow.
give it a shot. Don't knock it before you
Okay,
try it. It
Columbus,
kind of
Georgia.
looks disgusting, but awesome. And it's another historic place, the Dinglewood Pharmacy.
Okay, and you said you had it.
I did, yeah. We'll pop the picture up that I had. It's
Okay.
I I was pleasantly surprised. And then they got the Mexican version. Don't know really why it's the Mexican version. I think they just put Mexican cheese instead of American cheese and
Hmm.
put Fritos on it instead of oyster crackers.
Wow. All right. All right. Well, there you go. I love like the different hot dogs, and shout out Joey Chestnut, legend of hot dogs. But yeah, that's a cool one, man.
That would be their claim to fame if they have one in the food scene.
I like it. I like it a lot, dude. And you know what goes best with a hot dog?
Hit me.
Ice cold beer.
Oh, my man. My man.
Beer and brats. That was a bad title. Whatever. We'll figure it out. But hot dogs and beer go hand in hand. 4th of July, Father's Day. We got to get into this brewery scene and some beer scene at
Yep.
Columbus, Georgia.
Yeah, we foreshadowed this a little bit earlier, but I think the beer scene specifically is probably one of its maybe more strong suits and one of its more major draws. I think they have a lot of different options here. Um, Even if it's not all their local beer, they definitely embrace the beer drinking culture.
Sure, absolutely. And the breweries here, there are good breweries. The breweries there are good, yes. There's not as many as like your Asheville, or like it's not known as like the brewery town, but there's some great ones here, and very much easily you can do a brewery tour and a brewery crawl. Um, one of my favorite that I looked up so far. It's got a funny name, very clever, I think. So again, the Chattahoochee runs through Columbus,
I
Georgia.
know what you're gonna say.
It's so clever. I think it's so
It's so
clever.
good.
the The brewery is called Chattahoochee. I love
Yep,
that. I love that.
it is
Um,
good.
yeah. Well, I'm going to give just three other real quick shout outs. I think this would make a great brewery crawl. Just throwing it out there for your bachelor party. There's others you can do, and I'm not saying you have to or anything like that, but these ones, just looking around, I think these would be a really good brewery crawl. You got your Chattahoochee, love it, Scofflaw, Cannon Brew Pub, and then Multitude.
Yep, all of those are same ones I have on my list. I can say I have been to the Cannon Brew Pub. Pretty cool
Nice.
vibe. Pretty huge area. Got some what looks like really good food as well. Uh, would recommend. I believe it's the Flip Flops. Pretty interesting name and a very refreshing summer beer that they got there.
Nice. There was another one I saw, but I don't think it would work on the brewery crawl. And I don't know if you've been there, but it was just the Chattanooga Brewery. I think that may have been it. Chattanooga Brewery.
Okay. No, I didn't get to that one, so I don't have any much
Okay.
to say. But um, what I thought you were gonna say was the Chattahoochee Distilling Company or Distilling
Mm.
whatever distillery. That's the word. Which is actually in Phoenix City, so right across the bridge.
Okay.
But they make like
Oh, so you
moonshine and
just
different craft
thought I was gonna?
spirits. I thought you were
You thought I
transitioning
was gonna
there.
mess up? You thought I was gonna mess up? All right,
Oh
good.
no, no, you hit the
No.
chatta. When you hit the chatta, and I was like, oh, that's where he's going with it. But no, nope.
That's funny. That was a good time.
Um,
Well, dude,
but
so
yeah,
it's cool. Like you've been there. You've seen the brew scene. You've seen all of this. I would love to kind of just hear more about your trip. You're kind of our guest, I guess.
yeah. It was I would say probably a trip furthest from a bachelor party esque kind of trip. So just keep that in mind. But I do think that being there firsthand helps us to provide some context. So the first thing I'll say is Broadway. That's where you want your home base to be. I don't even know if we really touched on it earlier, but maybe we'll pop up a
Oh,
map, show the different sectors of the city. There really isn't many, right? It's just downtown and it's the street Broadway that has all of your bars, that has all your restaurants. Uh, Probably 95% of the things we have name dropped already are on Broadway or within like a block and a half from that street. So, it's not really difficult. It's all right there.
mhm.
But yeah, I mean, when I think of it now, I think of, a lot of like pretty solid food on that street and then a lot of like bars and not like your nothing really cliche. It's all very yeah, niche or eclectic almost, right? Like there was one called the Super Regular Bar and it was all retro themed. They had like an old boat motor and a taxidermied fox hanging on the wall. Like super
What's regular
interesting,
about that?
right? Just fun things like that. Then they got gastro pubs. They got um, a lot of it seemed like themed things from my perspective, but I feel like you're gonna just live on Broadway if you're going there for a bachelor party. That's where a lot of even some of the nicer hotels are, um, and that's where you got to stay. It is Broadway Street.
All right, bachelor party trivia. I think you're gonna get this easy, but what other city has their main street as Broadway?
Broadway, is that Nashville?
It is
Is it okay?
Nashville. Good.
I haven't been there, so that was I was a little concerned. I had to double take. But that's a fun one. Good. It was that was off the
I
dome
didn't. I
too,
didn't.
wasn't it?
I didn't know if you're going New York, but yeah, no, that was just off the dome. I heard Broadway, and I was just thinking that's their main party road.
Yeah. I mean, let's just bringing that back in. You're not gonna have crazy experiences like you're gonna have on the Nashville Broadway. During the week, these restaurants and these bars are closing 9, 10 o'clock at night. Um, even
Mm.
some of the just bar parts don't tend to stay open quite as late. I mean, you just don't have the draw and you don't have the traffic that you do in some of these larger cities. Now, on the weekends, they'll stay open a little bit later, but you're still not, it's not blowout till 4 a.m. kind of thing. Um, it's not going to be a late
Yeah,
city.
Columbus, Georgia, not late city. Here, folks. Columbus, Georgia, not late city. But dude, like that's kind of what I was saying right in the beginning. Great daytime stuff, like going on a brewery tour, going, whitewater rafting down the city, and then you get to go out, have a nice dinner, maybe get some drinks after. Like that's a full day. You don't have to be blacked out at 2 a.m. walking down the street. I mean, sure, there's gonna be people, but that's a full day for a bachelor party. That's awesome.
It is. I mean, yeah, it really is. And to your point there, right? Like blacking out at being out in 2 a.m. Like I don't even really know what you would do. You just have to sit at kind of a bar because they really don't have clubs. That's really not a thing. Casinos, I'm pretty sure Georgia, you can't gamble in Georgia. I don't even think you can in Alabama, so you'd have to go
Mm.
pretty far away if you want that experience. Um, and then I don't know that there's really any strip clubs. I mean, I'm sure there's going to be some around the military base, but
There are some, and they said
I,
not the city's known for it or anything like that, but there are a couple. So
I mean, a lot of your traditional late night shenanigans it doesn't really exist anyway. Um, but I mean, to our point a little bit earlier, I think that's kind of playing to the vibe of the person or the group that wants to go to a place like this.
hmm and I think this is one of the ones that it's you're paying what you get here, right? Like you
For
are
sure.
not spending a whole lot of money. Are you getting a lot in return? This isn't like I feel like you're getting kind of what like you can't be expecting a lot in the city, but you're also not like paying a whole lot for it. So it's you can have a great time and do a lot of things and have a great time. But yeah, like it's does it tailor to everybody? I don't know. We'll break that down, but it's very at least cost effective for that.
And I mean, that's a good point, and I think that's why I wanted to bring the point up about the food. I think for how much you're paying, you are getting pretty good value. Um,
Mm.
so, not to take away from the quality, at least on the food side, but yes, absolutely is cheap, and that is a huge pro in my mind for the city of Columbus, Georgia.
Now you've been there. We just went over that. If I made a bachelor party for you and like our friend group, like the guys you would have on your bachelor party,
Hmm.
would Columbus, Ohio, Columbus, Georgia, be like fun for you? Like, would you enjoy it? Do you think?
Well, I mean, yeah, we're gonna have fun anywhere we go. And that's
Yeah,
really
all
the
right, yeah.
spirit that you need to bring on a bachelor party. That is, at
I
the end of
do
the
love
day,
that. I
the
do
root
love that.
cause
Okay.
of why we have this podcast is whoever you're bringing with you, you better be able to have fun anywhere you go. Now, with that said, I don't know. I think I would have fun. I think you would have fun. I think a lot of other people in our group might not enjoy it so much because it is so outdoorsy focused, daytime focused. Um, and the other thing too is if you're doing more than maybe like 2 days, it's going to get repetitive. I don't know that it has the laundry list of activities that you can do and the variety of things where some of these other cities will have. So
hmm
I think if you're going to do anything more than 2 or 3 days here, you'll have to do some of the same things over again, which, not a bad thing, not a knock. I just think for me personally, for, a lot of the guys that you would know as well, uh, maybe wouldn't prefer to do that. So no, it wouldn't be my short list of choices by any means, but hell yeah, we could have a good time.
Of course, of course. There's enough there to have a good time, and you'll figure it out. Is it hitting your top 20 cities?
No, I mean, I don't think so. Um,
50?
I mean, we haven't even ranked 50 cities yet,
I
so
know,
you
I know, I
get
know,
by
I
default. But
know.
I'd be surprised if it does.
I got to agree on this one. I think it's very cool, though. Um, I'm kind of ready to break down. Does it have to offer everything? How about you?
Yeah,
Or we?
I mean,
Oh, actually, we're missing one thing that we haven't talked about, and that would be the sports there.
oh yes, no, of course, this is actually one of the bigger events, so for sure,
Yeah.
good caveat, good catch.
um, and did you get to see the stadium when you were there?
I did not. No,
All right.
it was not in
Well,
season.
could you break down the Columbus, Georgia sports for me?
Sure. It's really just one thing, and that is the Columbus River Dragons. So they're, minor league hockey team.
Rah.
If we were really good at editing, we could throw in some like fire coming out of your mouth, but that's beyond our pay grades, I think.
Yeah.
Maybe
Okay.
we'll surprise ourselves.
Oh gosh, putting extra work in for me. I love it.
No, but so minor league hockey team, right? Uh, known super cheap tickets, drinks, um, just a event atmosphere to bring the people into the stadium, into the city. Other than that, your sports scene is really probably just like college sports, specifically Georgia, Auburn, and Alabama. I would say are probably the big fan bases that are around here.
Yeah, yeah, and it's cool. Like we said, Atlanta, hour and a half away. Um, I did see though, kind of going off of the River Dragons. Did I say that right? Was it Green Dragons?
River Dragons, yeah.
River
I'm just
Dragons.
waiting for you to where you're going with this.
There is a somewhat of a festival, but people go down the Chattahoochee River in these river dragon boats.
I love that.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if that's Bachelor or Bachelorette thing, or if it's just you got to be a local to really get into this one or not. I don't know, but something to look out for if that's it sounds funny and up your alley for a bachelor party. Hell yeah.
I mean, I could see that making one of those extra days a little bit more unique that I was talking about, where you guys go all
Absolutely.
in, design a raft or I don't even is it a boat? I don't really know, like a kayak
Yeah.
in a in
I'll
a
throw some pictures up. Yeah.
in a dragon theme, and then you guys are wearing like dragon costumes or something. That could be really funny.
God, the amount of alcohol in your system.
Well, yeah, that was a given. I mean, come on, drunken suits. What do you think we're talking about here?
Dude, Columbus, Georgia, getting hammered in dragon costumes. I'm in. I'm in.
That's incredible. That is good stuff right there.
Well, that's kind of what I had for Columbus, Georgia. I think the
Yeah,
timing kind of shows the amount that there is, right? So
yeah, no, absolutely is. You're a little bit limited on options. I think a lot of our viewers and listeners might be a little disappointed to hear that that's kind of all that we found. But having been there, I can kind of confirm a little bit that, yeah, that's really that all it is that
yeah,
can be found. So
and that's what it is. That's what it is. So let's do a kind of a recap breakdown, and then we're both going to give the scores kind of same time.
okay, yeah, I like that.
So daytime activities, you got your kayaking and whitewater rafting, main thing.
Big pro.
Seasonality, pretty solid. Pretty hot in the summer, spring and fall, very good. Winter, pretty nice. For the most part, pretty safe of a city and pretty good size for being a kind of a smaller city. I think it's a pretty good feel.
Yeah,
Like and you got some uniqueness there. So you got whitewater rafting, you got a military influence, um, and you kind of that like southern charm in there, southern food. You got some chili dogs, all kind of
the
pros. You got some
scramble dog. Come on, get it right.
the
Put some disrespect on it.
scramble dog. Okay. What else am
And
I missing? Like some pro stuff.
yeah, so to your point about um, being big, I want to also throw in that it is still very walkable. We didn't really talk about that, but the high
Didn't.
walkability score. So, um, yeah, I mean, pretty decent dive bar scene and a little bit craft beer scene, but I think that wraps up the bros.
Yeah. Um, and I mean, like stuff to do. That's always cool. Zip lining, whitewater rafting, going to a game. Yeah, cool, great. That unique, a little bit, but not crazy. Museums, but okay. Negatives. Does it have everything to offer for bachelor and bachelorette parties? Not so much, right? Nightlife kind of lacking. Um,
Very much.
you, you give me some negatives as well. I feel like I'm taking over this.
No, you're good. I mean, I, like you said, nightlife is kind of. I would say it's very lacking on that end. I think it gets very repetitive, and it's just a little bit too small, and doesn't have the diversity of options if you're going to be there for a decent length of time. And then I think your proximity to well, first of all, like traveling to get there is a little bit difficult, but then your proximity to some other pretty major staples when it comes to bachelorette parties is very close. So that doesn't help its case in that side of things.
Yeah. One thing we said it, but then we didn't restate it. Affordability, big pro.
Oh yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
Yeah. So all in all, you want to give a rating first? You want me?
Oh man, I mean, I'll go first.
Okay.
I have no problems, and I almost feel a little bit generous in this score, but I'm gonna go with a 4.6. Um, I
I'm right
think,
there, 4.8.
yeah. Okay, well, that's good to
Okay.
hear. I
Yep.
mean, yeah, nothing really inherently wrong with the city, but I would say there's nothing that's really saying I gotta go here, at all. I'll just
Yep.
leave it at
I
that, I
totally
guess.
agree that if your group loves whitewater rafting, that's it. But I feel like, yeah, it doesn't have that claim or like anything. Like if your group loves this, it's like there's probably somewhere else that's doing it better. That's just, it's got a little bit of here and there, but not here and there of everything. So I think, does it, and then there's a lot of things it doesn't have in there too, so like yeah, I'm putting it a little bit lower. I don't think all bachelor and bachelorette parties, not even majority, would be like complete going here. Like we always say though, it's the people. You said it earlier. It's the people. Have fun anywhere. If your group says Columbus, Georgia, you know what? Strap
Say,
up a good time.
how
And
many beers are we drinking? That's the answer you
yes,
should be saying.
you say hell yes. It doesn't matter, but this is our breakdown of Columbus, Georgia. We want to know where to go next, so you guys got to let us find out, dive in, and learn a little something because I did not know about Columbus, Georgia, but we are here.
Yeah, we'll learn you up about some places now, you know?
Yeah, we'll learn you something.
For sure. Let us know. And as always, right, make sure you're liking, subscribing, sharing. You know what? If you're listening to this far in the episode, share this episode with somebody that you care about or think that this would be interesting. That's the only way that really helps us to grow, and more than anything else, it just keeps us going and gets us fired up to see people are liking it. So keep
Absolutely.
supporting. We really appreciate it.
Yeah, guys, and just another shout out to all the dads out there. Happy Father's Day.
Happy Father's
we will
Day.
be seeing you. Our next post then after this one will be on the 4th of July. So we are getting all excited for that. So please tune in. Stay safe out there, everybody, and see you guys on the next one.
Later.
It's the last hurrah before the big day. Stories run wild in the craziest way. From Vegas nights to the beach town vibes. We're laughing or party, you're in for a ride. Whoa, whoa, whoa. It's the last hurrah before the big day. Stories run wild in the craziest way. From Vegas nights to beach town vibes. We're laughing or party, you're in for a ride.